Who? You know what? I feel like I feel like the chaos that we ended last week's episode with was like a preamble of both our lives for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. They said, "Oh, you think this is crazy? Good luck. See you
Uh,
later. May
well,
God be with you."
well, welcome back, guys. We are back. We're alive. We're well. With another episode of the In the Hall podcast with Klev and Ty. I am Klev.
I am Ty.
Ty, just go. Just
Yo,
go.
just go.
What's been going on? How you been?
Yo, life has been insane. I don't know. Like I said, it's been bonkers and crazy. Kids been getting ready to get out. I feel like right when spring break hits, for some reason my life gets insane. It's like the kids have every program, every doctor's appointment, everything that they could possibly have, and then they're like off for a week and a half. And I'm like in recovery. It's just it's been so bad. Um but yeah, I hope that the chaos in my life has not bled into your life that bad. But
Well, we have talked.
yes.
We've talked. We'll leave it at that.
Yes. All
But
right, but
we are
go ahead.
here. Um, so this fair warning. This might rival like our longest episode. I'm gonna say this now. This is also gonna be the episode of shows.
Yeah.
But there is two very quick things. Well, a couple quick things musically that I did want to touch on. Over these past 2 weeks, I have listened to the new Jim Jones album on
Oh,
the church steps.
okay.
Um, you know what you get. You get real good quality Jim Jones these days. I feel like he's one of the few cases that you can point at as a rapper and say that he improved with age.
Oh, that's good.
Um, you're gonna get like the high pitched samples. You're gonna get those beat like you're gonna get what you're gonna get from Jim Jones album, and if you enjoy that, you're gonna love that album. I also heard the brand new album from Tory Lanez entitled Peterson, which is the sequel to the 2020 album Daystar. Um, I will say this: if you're not a fan of Tory Lanez, this is not gonna convince you otherwise. But I will say for this to be early early hall pass to the engineer of this album to know that this was all recorded with a jail telephone.
Yeah, because I heard that like when he was in the making of this, they were like, yeah, he's making this album over a gel telephone. And I'm like, first of all, is that like is are there laws against that? Is this legal?
It's legal, but it's frowned upon. That's the
Okay.
best way I can
I
describe
was like, is this
it.
legal?
Yeah. But the sound, it's for nothing else, Ty. Give a couple of those songs a listen just to hear the quality of his voice on this. If absolutely nothing else. He also shouted out Diddy for some reason in this album, and I don't know why that doesn't help him.
Um
And also, I fair warning, if you're not a fan of Tory Lanez, you might not like him even more after this album. He doesn't talk about the next situation really. He goes after like his former lawyers and Rock Nation, but like he's kind of playing this political prisoner role.
Not political prisoner. Okay.
Yeah, he goes there with it. I think the outro is like is like free Tory. He got like the choir saying free. He's very political prisoner. Like he's
Oh
going
man.
that route with this album.
Sir, you're in jail for a reason. I am very sorry you are not on the innocent project list.
It got some.
Um,
It do got some slaps on there. And he shot a shot at Iggy Azalea again for some reason. But
why? Okay,
and then
okay.
finally, two quick things I want to talk about. That's coming out tonight at the time of this recording. New album from K Camp, which
I know you love KK.
I am you want to talk about underrated discographies. But yeah, brand new K Camp album entitled Built Different comes out tonight. And Ty, finally, don't know if you heard, it is happening tonight. I Am Music Playboy Cardi drops tonight.
Oh, I love Playboy Cardi. So
This is
yeah.
confirmed. This is dropping tonight. Now, DJ Academics heard this album early. And if you see him on Twitter, what he's talking about this album, sounds like the second coming. He they said he has Future on the album. They're saying that he has Uzi on the album, Young Thug. There's rumored to be an XXXTentacion feature. There's rumored to be a Justin Bieber feature. It is rumored to be a Weekend feature, and it is rumored to be a Kendrick Lamar feature on this album.
Interesting.
Like it's crazy. But I Am Music Playboy Cardi drops tonight, so we will have a review of this next week. And
Alrighty.
that's what I have for music, Ty.
Okay. Well, I know we're gonna be really show heavy for a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a one gotta go just to kind of break things up before before everybody's gotta buckle up and sit down. Um,
Yes, because oh my goodness.
so, if you've never been here before and this is your first time here, when we do one gotta go, I give Clev a list of things, and he's got to choose one to be removed from this list of things. He doesn't know what the category or the list is beforehand, so you are watching him work through this process while uh, we're here. So,
And it could get very interesting me working through this process.
right. So, um, this category is snacks. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So your options are popcorn, chips, cookies, or candy.
So these are all forms.
Yes. So if you get rid of candy, you get rid of all candy. If you get rid of cookies, you get rid of all cookies. You get rid of chips, all chips. Get rid of popcorn, all popcorns.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So boom. Off rip candy stays. I can't.
He said, I need a
I
Twix.
can't. I can't do it. I've had a sweet tooth all my life. And that's that's the broadest category of all four of these. So we don't gotta discuss it. Candy stays. It gets interesting from here, but I'm pretty confident in my picks here. Next that's safe is cookies. Um Man, if we're talking about all forms of cookies and we're talking about homemade chocolate chip cookies,
Yeah.
like fresh out the oven, just warm, like yeah, cookie stay.
Yeah.
And then like it's kind of simple at this point. Like popcorn goes. Chips are just
Awesome.
way too versatile. It's listen, listen, listen. You see, you make me get in my bag when it comes to these snacks. The the salt and vinegar chips from Meyer,
I love salt and vinegar
best
chips.
munchie ever. It's the best. It's
I
the
l-
best.
I love salt and vinegar chips. I love them so much that like my lips will hurt. Will hurt. My whole mouth will hurt and I will still eat them. I
Yes, yes, yes. It's worth it. It is worth it. But yeah,
everything will hurt.
and listen, I love popcorn. And then I give y'all another munchie. If y'all get it's like it's this big ass bag of like movie theater popcorn from Dollar General. Well, no, Dollar Tree. It's from Dollar Tree. It's the perfect amount of butter. It's like I'm putting y'all on game out the gate today. I'm
Actually,
proud.
I'm gonna have to find this because Emmett really loves popcorn and he always makes us get like the extra butter kind.
Go to
He
Dollar
l-
Tree. It's a tall ass bag, clear bag of movie theater style popcorn.
all right, I'm gonna look for it.
Okay. But yeah, popcorn goes.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna get into our first show. We will break up some of the shows and do some stuff in between. We may not run all the way through just to give you guys a breather. But the first one that I want to talk about is Love is Blind because it was the last thing that we talked about. So I want to go ahead. Um, if you haven't seen Love is Blind before, feel free to watch our previous or listen to our previous episodes. About Love is Blind. But for just a quick rundown, Love is Blind is a show where they have men and women from a similar or from the same city that are dating within these things called a pod where they do not see each other. So they're getting to know each other through these pods. They meet each other after they become an engaged couple to then go on to live their lives and hopefully get married. So, yeah, so where we left off last time was that um engagements had happened and everybody was meeting families for the first time. um and so everybody had met the families, people had their reservations or whatever, but really the couple that is going through it the
Paul,
most. Oh, go ahead.
I'm having a moment.
Okay.
I I feel like we talked about this portion last episode because
we talked
I
we talked
remember
about families,
yeah, we talked about families.
but not the second part.
Okay, okay, continue then.
Okay, so the way that these episodes normally run is that you have the pods, you have their honeymoons, because we talked about the honeymoons and when they had got back from their honeymoons. We didn't talk about the next set of episodes where they have met families, but they're doing like engagement photos and picking out wedding dresses and like all the other stuff with their families. Like we haven't done
Oh
this
yeah.
episode yet.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So where we left off, the worst couple right now is Lauren and Dave. Okay. So Lauren, we find out that Lauren has been sleeping, well, supposedly, allegedly, quote, guys, was sleeping with a guy up till maybe 2 weeks before she came onto the show. Okay. And Dave's friends know this guy that she was sleeping with. So he doesn't want her to meet his family, doesn't want her to meet his friends. It's all bad. All bad.
And
Okay.
like at at this time, because spoiler alert, and we'll get there, but like the reunion ruined everything for me.
Oh yeah.
The reunion ruined everything for me. But if I'm talking if I have to think of the mindset of when I watched the time that I watched this episode. I'm still team fuck Lauren. You deserve nothing and you deserve nothing in life. Like,
Right.
dog, I hated her.
Yeah. So poor Lauren. But we'll get to that later. So
We'll Jesus. Ruined everything for me, man.
So, um, so Dave is clearly like is unhappy with the situation that's going on. Like Dave is like he refuses to like meet her like so her mom comes into town. He's like staying out at his apartment and stuff. Like he's not really engaging with Lauren or whatever. So then finally they're like we want each other, so we're going to try to work this out. So they go out with Lauren's family.
Right.
And I tell you, Lauren's dad was like, buddy, yo, buddy.
My boy.
Okay.
My boy.
Um, and this whole time, like Lauren really doesn't stand up for him. Like practically doesn't stand up for him this entire time. Right. So there is a mini reunion, which we'll kind of talk about. There is a mini reunion in in these episodes where we should go ahead and spoil the fact that Dave and Lauren break up. They
Yes.
break up because Dave can't get past it. So they break up. And everybody meets. So people from the pods who didn't get engaged and other people all meet at this like bar,
Yeah,
right?
that's listen. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and Lauren shows up by herself. And then Dave shows up by himself saying, I didn't think that you were going to be here. Well, it's a reunion with everybody, so why the heck would I not be here, you idiot? So anyway, it's like, so, and then, Molly, who was another girl that he was talking to in the pods, was also there. Um, and,
And then Meg and Mason popped up together.
yes, yes.
That was some tea.
Yeah, so for this little mini reunion that's going on, because the first episodes are really um about Dave and Lauren and the crap that they're going through.
Hmm.
But they have the mini reunion. uh Devin gets to meet Brittany,
Right.
and they get to talk a little bit, and he was like, yeah, you feel like, like a friend, and like, whatever, and like blah blah blah. And Meg and Mason come in holding hands, and come to find out that after um Meg had said she wasn't going to talk to him ever again.
See
She
what she
looked him
said.
up.
She said, you know what? I won. What am I doing? Let me get my nigga. My
she
man. I'm winning. Winning.
So they're exploring things. And then Alex was there, and Madison. Madison's got pink hair. Was it pink purple? I don't remember. Um,
We are gonna talk about her extensively.
oh yeah, yeah. Madison, public enemy number one. So Madison was like, Alex is this, Alex is that. Like, pretty much, she has turned Alex into like the worst dude on the planet. Okay, Alex, this dude who she was like, oh, he used to be bullied or whatever. She's like, no, he's awful. He did this to me. He made me go to the airport and blah blah. Like, she has this whole story on like how Alex is a terrible person, like all this other stuff. Alex literally the entire time just pretends Madison doesn't exist. So
But once again, really ruined it all for me.
so
That's gonna
anyway.
be the title of this episode. Reunion ruined it all for me. That is the candidate for episode title.
he just ignores her. Okay. So then we have Monica and Joey. Okay. So Monica, she is the one who has the sister who didn't like Joey.
The hating
Okay.
ass sister. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was like, well, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. So her sister was like, hey, how about I come do a photo shoot with you guys? Because she is a photographer. And she was like, oh, you guys look funny. You guys look happy. You look really cute. There wasn't really a whole lot going on with their story until the end. Okay. So in the end, like they're talking, Monica is like, I don't think Joey is devoted to this really. I don't think he in it. I don't think he really in it. And I'm sitting here and I said, "What? I thought y'all were gonna make it."
Bro, at this time of in the show, I am the most confident in these two. I'm the most confident at
Right.
this point. I'm like, it's a done deal. Like I said last episode, he took a stop for a cup of coffee and said, "Will you marry me?"
Right. So my whole jazz is here without spoiling too much because we'll get to it. But my whole jazz here is that Joey is feeling like Monica is not reciprocating the effort he's putting in, and Monica is also feeling like Joey is not um pushing to get that affection out of Monica. There's a lot of it is just they're not emotionally meeting in the middle is what's happening here. Okay? And we'll get to that and how that plays out here in a little bit. Okay? So we've got Taylor and Daniel. This is the Christmas couple. Quite literally the most perfect little beings on the planet. They don't have any problems. They don't have any issues. They took a Christmas card, a photo together. Super cute couple. Literally, they look like a couple that's been married for 20 years already.
Both parents over the moon.
Right. Just perfect. We don't even need to talk about them that much because like it's just they're perfect. They're perfect. Like if anybody's getting married, it's them. Okay. Virginia and Devin. Virginia and Devin. So they're talking Devin meets Virginia's mom.
Mhm.
Um and they're talking about like, relationships and how they're going to parent and how they're going to raise a family and what family looks like to them and like all this other stuff. Really great conversation. I can say Devin's mom, not Devin, Virginia's mom asked really good questions of Devin, and Devin answered very well for himself. And I think that that is a lot, um, especially
Wait,
with what happens. so, so yeah, they
wait.
talk about. So they get home. They're talking about like politics and stuff like that. And Devin is like, I'm not a super political person. I'm just not. And Virginia's like, I vote very democratic and blah, blah, blah. And, like they're talking a lot about politics. And I I always knew before this even happened by the way that he acted when Brittany said that she was part of the LGBTQ community, okay? That Devin had a very religious stance on things.
It
And so
makes
when Virginia started talking, I said, "Uh-oh.
you know
Uh-oh.
what?
Uh-oh."
I'm glad you said that because I didn't put two and two together because we was both like, why are you telling me about you messing around with girls with like women like I would care, but he cared.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
Because
just didn't know that at the time.
and so to me, so when Devin was talking about him abusing the pills, right? I remember him being like, it got me closer to God, and God is like my foundation. And even when he was talking to Virginia's mom, he was like, I want to build my family around God. I want to build, my marriage around God. And then when Virginia started talking, I said, uh oh.
Yeah, what he didn't say, what he didn't say
Ruh-roh.
was, it got him closer to the Biloxi, Mississippi guy.
I
It got
was
him a little
like,
closer. It got him closer to the Montgomery, Alabama guy, if you
I
know what I
said,
mean.
yeah, I was sitting here and I was like, oh no.
But
Because,
look,
like,
my my dumb ass, like looking back at it in hindsight, I was dumb as fuck. But at this point, I'm still like, There's no reason they're not gonna make it.
I was hitting the retros. This is the point because at first I was like, well, Virginia says that she's very Christian and like things like that because it gave me the same conflict as Sarah and Ben. And that's where I was like when they started talking, I said, "Oh no." Like I
That was
literally
like, but it was like immediate, like outrage. Like, excuse me.
yeah, I literally like the immediately once you started talking, I said, "Bum bum bum." Like it just was bad. So anyway, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work or
But
not, and
like
we'll find out.
the biggest hurdle I felt like was the prenup.
And he was cool with the prenup. That was
Yeah.
cool.
So I'm like, at this moment, I'm like, okay, cool. There is nothing that happened here to make me feel otherwise.
I felt like their views were not aligned, and I felt like for Devin at least that would matter a lot. And I was because just by the way he talks about his faith, I was like, I don't think this is going to work because this reminds me of Ben. And even though they're a different type of couple, I was like, it's the same thing with Ben. And as much as Ben tried last minute free throw shots be getting Ben, and that's the couple we're gonna talk about next.
Yeah, let's talk about the one we got right from the beginning. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So Ben is a sweet little religious boy. We love him. He goes to church, whatever. And you have Sarah, who's very I don't really like the term liberal. It's very boxy. But she has a lot of views that are conflicting. I guess just say that conflicting with Ben. Um,
Also, proper context, Ben claims he does not know who George Floyd was.
yeah, which was odd because this is also placed in Minneapolis where that's all happened. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I was like, okay, so yeah, and not to, and this is all to say, not to say that Ben is not a great person because I mean during their relationship so far, Ben has been a good, supportive, loving fiance. Okay, Sarah has no other complaints about him, right? As far as
Right.
this goes. Except for like later on we see Ben bring Sarah to church. Okay? And she looks uncomfortable the entire time. And when I tell you that every second that camera was on her, I could probably one Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi for how long she looked uncomfortable. The guy, and the message wasn't in the pastor's message was not controversial. The message was just like, you need to use your platform to bring people to Christ and things like that, and like we all need to be bringing our brothers and sisters to Christ. Like that was the message. It wasn't anything controversial, okay, and nothing that nobody has ever heard
Very
before.
general.
Yes, it was very general statements, okay. um he wasn't being like get those gays out of, like he wasn't he was not doing none of that, okay.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like he wasn't doing any of that. It was
Right.
a very general, like Sunday morning, whatever. And he also had his friend there. And she was like, yeah, I can maybe see myself like going to church or, whatever and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, girl, you look uncomfortable
You
here.
lying your ass
You
off.
don't look happy here. Like, you're not at church being like, I'm happy to be in the house of the Lord. Like, you don't look that way. You look uncomfortable and sad. And it was, I don't know.
And also, it was like 7 people in that church.
You're right. Well, they also, I'm assuming it's because they were filming and so they made them sit up in the balcony. So, like, we don't know how many people were down on the bottom, but like, it was weird.
Wait, there's 11 and a half people in this one.
I know, it was crazy. Um, and then so they go like camping on their last date before they get married, and she like brings up a bunch of like stuff about like
They
being
easily
gay and
had the
like
worst.
fatness.
They easily had the worst last date. It wasn't even close.
Yeah. Um
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, at this point, we only seeing her walk down that aisle because she's contractually obligated to at this point in the show.
And so anyway, and he was like, it's my job to be excited for everybody. Which, I mean, if you're a Christian, you all know that it's your job to love everybody. It's not your job to judge. But it's just one of those things where it's just like she was not happy with that answer. And then it just, I don't know. She just
Yo,
wasn't happy with it.
he he threw a 80-yard Hail Mary pass
Just keeps
directly
doing
into
it.
the end zone.
He keeps doing it. Um so yeah, she was just like, yeah, we're in like a tough spot and like blah 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 and like it just she was I don't know. I don't
Now
know.
look, man, I will also say, at this point, the excitement for this show from my wife is at its peak, and I will keep you updated from there.
So yeah, it's absolutely insane what's going on. And then we have the weddings. So we get to the weddings and gosh, a lot happens at the wedding show, you guys. So
Ben and
there is a
Cher
lot
was
of
first.
filler. I can say that much. There is a lot of filler um on what's going on or whatever. Also, everybody they like do their stuff whatever. Sarah and Ben are the first couple to get married or like have their wedding, I guess we should say. Um, and they do all the stuff. Ben is beaming. Ben is so happy.
He's so jolly. It's funny because he's not even the Christmas nigga. He all jolly. He's like, yeah.
he's 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 beaming. He's so happy. And yeah. Sarah walks out because she was like, so they did all this stuff and they're like, do you take it? She's like, nah, man. I can't do this. And she
But
leaves.
like this the dumb part. Cause like they had cut that episode off right when they asked her the question and then she
Yeah.
paused. Like we don't know that she about to say no.
No. Yeah, we been know she was gonna say no.
Why make it suspenseful? You know, like we knew this since the beginning. Like
Right.
the moment they got engaged, like there is no way in hell they making it.
No, because he was doing Hail Mary half court shots their whole relationship.
And then this goofy ass thing talk about some. Well, I would learn to still dating, getting to know. Nigga, she said no.
Right. Yeah, no. It was bad. And then his friends came and prayed for him and it was I I was like, "Oh my
We're all
gosh."
shocked, but like, bro, no one is shocked with you.
Yeah. But when you in it, you don't got 2020 vision. You only see what you got and
Now look,
whatever.
at this point, my wife's still fully invested. She also guessed that Ben and Sarah wasn't gonna make it, so she wasn't surprised by that at all.
Okay. So then we have Monica and Joey's wedding.
Yes.
Their wedding's really cute. Although I feel like Joey doesn't look any different on his wedding day than he looks any other day. And that was really odd to me. I was
It's just
like,
a
did
random
you
Tuesday
dress
for
up
him.
for
Like
this
he
event?
didn't listen. He didn't even buy a suit. He just went in his closet, grabbed the boogie board, and said, "Let's do this."
Yeah. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, did you like not go to get a tux at the tux shop when everybody else went to the tux shop? Like, where what happened? So they get up there, they're talking, blah blah blah. So they do the, we'll use blah 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, no. And we're like,
I was
what?
I was
Shocked.
shocked.
And
Me and
then
my
they
wife
hug,
looked at each. Go ahead.
they hug, and they're like, it just wasn't it just, it just wasn't time, and like, like, we're just not, and they cry and they hug each other, and everybody's like, yeah, like, we love you guys, like, blah 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 blah.
Me and
um
my wife looked at each other and was like, "What? Like, wait, what?"
and then we get some
I,
clarity. Then we get some clarity.
we'll get, the reunion ruined the show for me.
Yeah. So Joey tells us in the confessional that that was the first time that Monica had ever told him that she loved him, ever, at the
Mm,
altar.
mm.
And while she was breaking up with him, by the way, while she was breaking up with him, I love you. Huh? You ain't
No, no,
never
no,
said that
no,
before?
no. You not. What? Would that be
Hello?
considered? Would that be considered love bombing?
I'd say so. Because how the first time you tell me you love me when you gonna break up with me? And then you gonna talk about, well, I wasn't devoted. Baby, you wasn't acting devoted neither.
Cause look, at this point, I'm like, Monica was the problem. Like, I don't get, but like at this point, I'm like, this is a recurring theme that's gonna happen from this point. That's going to we'll get there. We'll get there. But I
And
was floored.
yeah, I was
That
floored.
I was certain, like, there's no way possible that they not gonna make it. And she said no.
Right. So then after that, they all get in the car and they go off or whatever. Then we get to Virginia and Devin. The whole time that Virginia's getting ready, Virginia is beaming. I mean, beaming, singing
Mhm.
Devin's praises, literally beaming. Okay. She's so happy and like blah, blah, blah. You know, they just look great. Devin's happy. Everybody, the families are happy. Everything is
Now,
wonderful. They get up there.
now
Um,
listen. Now listen. At
they
this
had the little
point,
black and white stuff. It was so romantic and pretty.
at this point, me and my wife is like, okay, like we're dependent on y'all. We kind of nervous right now.
So Virginia's talking about, like, you do anything for the people you love. Virginia cried when she walked down the aisle, by the way. We should
Bruh.
also note this.
And
Virginia cried.
I'm like, listen. It's in the bag. This is
Right.
it. This is in the
She's
bag.
crying. She's crying. She was like, "You make me happy. I laugh with you until my stomach hurts. Like, you're everything. You're everything. Like, blah 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 blah." Devin, they asked you would take Virginia to be your lawfully wedded wife, and he is like, I do. And Virginia is like, I love you so much, but I'm not
I'm like,
ready.
yeah. Now, at this point, my wife is completely out. She's like, I don't even want to finish this. I don't want to finish this. This is stupid.
I'm off the couch. I'm off the couch. Like, literally at this point, I think there was a point that I was watching this in my room while I was cleaning. I literally took my remote and paused it and left my room. Because I said, are you kidding me?
Now look, y'all also have to understand. We don't talk about the shows to each other while we watching them.
No,
This
we
is
don't.
this
We
is the
don't.
first time we've discussed this, and it was so many times I wanted to hit you like nigga.
And
Because
we don't talk to each other.
I'm like, what am I missing? I'm
It,
missing something here.
in the whole room is shocked. This is the crazy part. Virginia's mom okay, is going, what happened? What happened? Like, like literally is shocked. Everybody is shocked. Devin is sobbing. When I mean sobbing, I mean that man is crying. Like
At
deep. Like you know how like when you're crying, like your sternum hurts because you're crying so
yeah,
hard?
yeah.
That type of crying. Like he is
And
sobbing.
at this point of the show, Virginia became public enemy number one for my wife. She hated Virginia
How could you
at
do that
this
to that
point.
man? Okay, he's sobbing. Devin goes and hugs his parents and Virginia's parents, like, because obviously, like, this isn't about Devin being a bad dude, like, whatever. And Virginia's dad was like, this was just happening too fast and it was happening too fast. And she was like, he's like, and I understand and I know and like blah 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 blah. And then uh it was just insane. And like, and according to, which we'll talk about this later about Virginia and how she feels about Devin and what was the deal breaker here. Um,
Damn, man.
it just, I don't know. But uh, yeah, Devin is quite literally beside himself.
I'm like,
Beside himself.
what am I missing? What do I not get here?
Because he
Because
asked her every day, are you ready? Are you okay? Or is there anything I can do? Like they talked about this every day. And I think that that was something interesting about them as a couple, is that he was like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? So there was never a point where she couldn't have said, I don't know how I'm feeling right now.
like, bruh. So look, at this point, we like, come on. Y'all are literally our last hope. Is nobody getting married? We're worried at this point. At this point,
Right.
we're scared.
Yeah. So then after that all happens, we have Taylor and Daniel. So Taylor and Daniel come, and they have these beautiful vows. Um, and he was like, you're the mother of my children, and like, blah blah blah. But we've always said that this Christmas couple is so cute. They're so adorable. So they did say I do, and they did get married. Um,
Thank God,
and
because like, oh my God, this was like emotionally exhausting.
it was bad. It was bad. So I should back up here because we will talk about the reunion, but I want to talk about something specific that happened between Devin and that happened
Virginia.
between Devin and Virginia. And it's about a check.
Yeah.
So not only did they have some political difference, but she mentioned that Devin didn't bring a check that she knew he had gotten for a wedding present, and that made her not trusting of him.
It was $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? What's your opinion on that? Would that make you not trust your fiance?
Well, I think that, and he had all intentions that they were going to get married, and you side rammed him with the I'm not ready. I think the last thing on his mind maybe was the check.
Does that
But but I would have some concerns on why you wouldn't have told me about it. Yeah. But I don't think it would have not made me not trusting because
does
like
that make but doesn't that make her a hypocrite because she had a prenup? Isn't that
right.
hypocritical in a sense? In a
I don't know.
sense. I don't know.
Yeah, because you had a prenup, so that money's not yours. So
Ugh, I'm, at this point, my wife don't even want to watch the reunion. Like she's like, I'm done. Until they showed the preview of the reunion. She's like, all right, I'm back. I'm back in. I'm back in.
She said it until I saw the preview. Yeah, no. Yeah. So we had a whole thing about that, and I just about the check. And I just wanted to talk about that before we talked about the reunion because maybe that might, I don't know. Like,
Okay, so can I get this out the way
yeah.
for the overall of the reunion, then we can get into it.
Mhm.
I told y'all this in the previous episode when I did my detention for Jacquees,
Mhm.
and I'm telling y'all, if I can shoot my man some bail,
Oh, not the bail.
I'm gonna shoot my man some bail. I watched this reunion and I was like, I can't help none of y'all.
No.
I can't I can't help none of y'all.
None of it.
Oh my
Buffoonery.
god.
Buffoonery.
Oh my I'm like it was the craziest Uno reverse card ever because the weddings made me feel like it was the woman's fault in all of this. Lauren included, and we'll get there. I looked at this reunion, I'm like, I can't defend nothing. It was sad. It was sad.
Oh my goodness, what just happened?
You good?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My phone like glitched and then now it's reset the time.
Yeah, mine still says 46 some odd minutes.
Okay, so maybe it was just me. I don't know. Let me stop it. Okay.
Welcome back,
Anyway.
guys.
Anyway, so we'll start with Taylor and Daniel. Uh this is a year later, we should also add. So a year
Yes.
later, Taylor and Daniel are still married. They're the only couple that got married the last episodes. And so he got a tattoo of her eyes. They're doing all types of fun stuff. They're just doing whatever.
It's so
Their families
adorable.
are super intermingled, literally just like the happiest of happies of happies. Okay. Just cute. I can't wait for the "we're having a baby" announcement, okay?
Right, right.
So, we start talking about Virginia and Devin.
It all goes downhill from here.
Yeah. So, Virginia was like Devin told her a lot about his, like, core values off camera, and she was like, "I fully support LGBTQ community and abortion rights and, like, all this other stuff." And she says, um, they they have, I don't know, like like they are religious but not in the same way, that some of her family members are Muslim, and it just, which confuses me for Virginia, because w- uh, this was one thing I always said, and obviously I was not there and I was not in it, so I don't know. I really would like to know, if you knew and if you've been talking about Devin and his faith in this way, why did you wait until you guys got married to realize that you guys were not that compatible religiously? Because obviously that's something very fundamental about a person. And if a person is not believing the same way that you are, and that is a problem for you, then that is never going to be a compatible relationship.
Now, let's get to the question of the hour with Virginia and Devin for me, which is it possible for a man to have a platonic friendship with a woman he's previously dated?
Mm, I think,
Because
yeah.
we talking about she said she had found a letter on his nightstand the day of the
Yeah, for this
wedding
ex-girlfriend.
from an ex-girlfriend. And he claims that that say the letter was just talking about how proud that she was of him, and how great Virginia is for him, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was being supportive.
but like there is a past with you too.
And I think yes, because it depends on A, how long ago it was that you guys dated. I think that B, it depends on what your relationship looks like now. So let's say that you dated somebody 10 years ago and you've maintained the same friend group or something like that. It would not be odd for you guys to be friends or be platonic or be friendly, because you can have, I think that a lot of people believe that if you've ever had romantic feelings for somebody, that you can never now not have romantic feelings for somebody, and that you cannot see people in a way of, I'm proud of you and I love you, but not in a way where this is romantic. And I think that a lot of people who still are on good terms with their exes, like, we dated, it didn't work out, whatever. Um, I feel like a lot of people who are in that situation are normally in situations where this is not a romantic situation anymore. We don't have romantic feelings for each other, but we are happy and proud and love each other, and, like, not, but it's just not in a way that's, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. And the letter that she wrote was very obvious that she was not seeking any romantic intentions. She was literally just saying, like, I'm very happy for you and I'm proud of you, and, like, and Virginia's amazing. Was that maybe appropriate for her to write, like, before his wedding? Maybe not. But, like, you can't be mad at what somebody else did.
But also, as a man, Devin, man to man, I get it, like I understand, but like, nigga, why would you put the fucking note on the nightstand?
Probably because he didn't feel like he had anything to hide. He didn't think he had anything to hide. And if you don't have anything to hide, then you don't, because what she said, like I said, was not, it was not romantic. It was not like she was saying, I'm better for you and Virginia is not, and blah, blah. She wasn't saying that. She was saying, I'm very proud of you and I'm happy for you. And like a friend would do. She was writing him a friendly letter. And like I said, do I think that maybe that was appropriate for her to do the day before he got married? Maybe not. But she can't be mad at him for something that she did. That's just not, I mean, he didn't have anything to hide. Now, how you
Respect.
react to that is up to you. But he didn't have anything to hide because he wasn't doing anything wrong by having it.
But like they kind of painted Devin almost got painted to look like a sleazeball in this read. I'm like,
He did.
bro, I
And
can't even defend you, bro.
yeah, he did. He got painted badly. But I don't think that Devin did anything wrong. If you ask me, I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think his friend did anything wrong. Like I said, I don't know the context of their relationship. I don't know if if they dated in high school and he's 20 some odd, and he's almost 30 years old now. Like, I don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know how long this ex was. And we don't
Right.
know what the context of that relationship looked like. Now, I would feel a little different if this was a girl that you dated last year, you know?
Right. But like,
Like,
ah, I there's a recurring theme, like this right here of like us getting more clarity in the what happens to where the blame kind of shifts to the guy. It's a
right.
recurring theme throughout this reunion, with the exception of one person. And we're gonna get to her.
Yeah. And so Devin's mom had told Virginia that she wrote them $1,000 check.
Right.
And Devin never brought it up. He said that he was holding it until after the wedding, which I'm sure they were probably going to do something with it, because he was under the impression that this was a wedding gift, which, this is my thing. Here's my thing. If it's a wedding gift, Wedding gifts you get at the wedding. So he could have easily said after the wedding, this was something that my mom gave to us as a gift for us to start our lives or to do this with or do that with. Um, I don't think that he was purposefully hiding this check from her.
Right. Agreed.
I genuinely think that he was just waiting until, they were done getting married. Like, they had their wedding, they were opening their presents and be like, "Hey, this one's from my mom." Like, I genuinely think that that's what he was doing. I don't think that he was being malicious by not telling her about it.
Agreed.
Like, honestly, I think that he was just going to group it with the rest of the presents, and it wasn't anything like that. And
But
then
yeah, looking at that, it was just like, Nevin, yeah, you kind of fucked up, buddy.
mhm. So I don't think he did. I don't think he did anything wrong, but that's just me. Um and then I don't know.
Hey, really quick, very unrelated. Why why every time like when you get fries from Burger King, it got that one rogue onion ring in it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like they do that on purpose.
Oh my god. Quick tangent aside, but let's continue.
And then Virginia talks about the birthday gift that she got for Devin. Um I don't know. It was just weird. I feel like they were just clowning him. I don't know. I don't know why they were acting like that. It just was strange. Um and Virginia was like, "I Devin's not returning my calls and stuff, and he's pretty much um like isn't talking to me and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, because you're treating him like a dog. So
So
I wouldn't talk to
you're
you either."
it sounds like you're still like pro Devin
Not that I'm pro Devin. It,
as
it's more.
opposed to being pro Virginia.
I don't think I'm pro anybody. I think genuinely by from what I know, these are by the sheer facts. Virginia was not very understanding. She knew his religious preferences. She led him on with that, knowing that you knew that I believe that before she got married, she knew she wasn't going to marry him. I'm convinced. Um, so I don't really know what to do with that information because there's no way. And then you were mad about the check, which I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong about the letter. She literally just brought up stuff, like little silly stuff that uh, any any person with just any amount of understanding would understand that that was nothing. It was quite literally nothing compared to what people deal with. You know,
Yeah,
it's just not that deep.
the more you talk about it, like yeah, she's very hypocritical for complaining about the check when you had me sign an entire prenup.
Right. And on top of that, just like the other stuff, like he's not returning my calls or he's not doing this, I'm like, yeah, and you're sitting here dogging him out about the littlest, not littlest things, but you knew that you guys were not compatible. He asked you all the time how you were feeling, and you continued to say that you felt good about this, and then you got up there and you told him no. Literally everybody in that room was shocked besides you.
I'm still shocked.
So you can't be mad at him for feeling hurt by that. And then we get to Sarah and Ben. Um,
Oh, oh, Benjamin. Oh, Benjamin.
I I just all I gotta say is that um yeah, Ben just needs to find him a good Christian girl from church and just call it a day and don't be going no other places. Don't go nowhere. Devin too. Devin too. Date within the faith. Get on Christian Mingle and get you a person.
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
these experiments is not good enough for y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Um
Ben is a psycho.
Psycho.
Janet is a fucking psycho. I don't
Not
even
this.
know. I don't
It
even know
was
what to really say.
it was the scripted apologies that got me.
Like, bro, like that is literally a Chat GPT apology. That is AI.
Yeah, it was insane. Um, so we have Monica and Joey. I just don't have much to say about them. They were just weird. Anyway, Monica and Joey, not Monica and Joey. I do have things to say about Monica and Joey. So
Oh yeah,
Monica
no,
and
yes,
Joey
you knew,
are in perpetual friend zone phase. Like they are going back and forth in the friend zone, out the friend zone, in the friend zone, out the friend zone. And as we talked about earlier, she was talking about um them getting her saying "I love you" was the very first time she had said it was at the altar, while she was breaking up with him, and uh then we find out that when they had the little meetup that um Joey had messaged Madison, and I think that again, I think that he was trying to be innocent here, but it did not look right. Okay,
bro. Hey,
he messaged her about her pink hair. I don't know. It
once
was nice to see
again,
you with
bro,
your pink hair.
if I can shoot my man some bail, I am always 100% gonna shoot my man some bail. Yeah, y'all made it impossible for me. I can't do anything with this. Like, you are wrong.
Yeah, so it was bad, and they were like, "You see how that didn't look right, right?" And they were like, "Yeah." So hopefully Joey learns from the mistakes that he made. You know, it's all good.
Unfucking believable, man.
And then we get to Lauren and Dave.
Oh,
So
go, go ahead.
so um Lauren, it comes to find out that the dude who made all of this up, let me start here. He made it all up. So Dave broke up with Lauren and did all of this for a man who was manipulating this whole situation.
Bro, at this point, my nigga, I'm like, and you know, I hated Lauren all season. All I could not stand her. They got to the point where I actually felt sympathetic for her. I'm like, oh yeah, we out of here. We're done for. I can't do nothing with this, man. I can't.
And so then we have Madison, Meg, Mason, and Alex. And like we said, Meg and Mason were talking. I think they're still friends. I don't think they're dating. I think they're just friends or whatever. But then we get to Madison, and Madison's pulling out text messages from her armpit where she is they're telling um that
I feel like Brittany taught her that trick right there.
Brittany
That
said,
was a
"Get
nigga
them
move with
screenshots."
the receipts.
So Madison's pulling out the screenshots from her armpit, okay? And mind you, they're all wearing like evening gowns and stuff, so there isn't really like pockets to hide stuff. So she's pulling stuff out, and she was like, "This is where um Alex was making fun of you, Mason and Meg, like like he was making fun of y'all, and blah blah blah." It was insane, just insane.
Madison is a complete mess
She didn't need to be on the show. Like,
at
not even a
all.
little bit. She needed lots of
Also,
therapy.
we can't let Ben off the hook just for abandoning Sarah in when they were supposed to live together.
Yeah.
I can't let him off the hook. What was that?
I don't know, man. Was Ben was I don't know. She had to go to Nashville for 3 weeks for work, and they planned to stay with her for 2 weeks. Since the job was remote. Oh my gosh, stop sharing his location. It was crazy.
But yeah, man, it was a bittersweet reunion for me because I'm like, yo, all y'all do is just all y'all all this shit. I can't help y'all. I can't help any of y'all. Even David and like even Dave, like I hate Lauren, but I was just like, God damn, they kind of there.
It's just insane. And then they have some other stuff like promotions or whatever going on. Also, you haven't seen any of the other seasons for a season that you've actually watched, but AD from season 6 got engaged to Love is Blind UK's Ollie, which was very sweet because I loved AD on her season. And the dude that she was engaged to was a complete jerk, and I'm so glad that she said no to him. But I'm super happy that she's with Ollie. So
Uh,
if you saw the proposal, it was very sweet. It was very, very romantic. Had all the flowers. It was and candles. It was cute.
they announced that next season is in Denver.
Oh man, that's close to me. Woo, that's too close. If
They
they ever have a KC episode, I'm running away.
if they do a Detroit episode season, come to the D.
Could you imagine them having a Detroit episode? A
First,
Detroit season?
first dude walk into the pies, got some buffs on.
Ugh.
Hey, Love is Blind season 10, Detroit. Let's make it happen.
They got the big Gretch.
Right. Listen, I done got you a Coney dog, a Fago red, some better made barbecue chips. This is an exquisite lunch. This is an exquisite lunch.
Could you imagine?
Make it
Oh my!
happen. Yes, I can imagine. Season 10, make it happen.
We gonna put it in. Send it to Detroit. Um. Oh,
Okay, Ty. Um, we are
we
an
do.
hour in and we're one show in.
Okay.
Um, I let's have a little fun here. I have an unpopular opinion for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm proud of myself because this is something that you usually do. Usually themed your popular opinions around the time of the year, so I'm gonna do that here.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting close to Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also a quick tangent. We just got itty bitty her Easter dress this year. I have to show
Oh
that to
my
you.
goodness!
Yes.
I
Yep. Yep.
can't
Yep.
wait
Yep.
to see.
Yeah, I gotta show that to you. But in the spirit of Easter, um, I'm gonna start here because I actually have a few unpopular opinions based on Easter, but I'll start here. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but Easter egg Reese's Pieces cups just taste better.
Yeah, they're better than the
Don't
trees. They're better than everything. I don't know
I
why, if it's the
don't
shape or
understand the science behind
I think it's
this.
the ratio. I think the Christmas trees are too big. I'm not joking. I think the Christmas trees are too big. I think that they're the perfect size. The eggs, I think they're the perfect size. I think that's what it is.
Because like I was at work a couple weeks ago and a regular of ours gave us a because he'll always go to like Sam's Club and like get a big bag of something and give to us for us to share. He had got like the big bag of the Easter egg Reese's. I look up and I look up like an hour or so later. I'm busting open like my sixth piece of it. Like I'm going to town on these. I'm just like, I don't understand the science of this, but Easter egg Reese's just taste better.
Yeah, no, they are so good, and like quite literally, I literally think it's just the ratio of chocolate and peanut butter, but they are literally the best. So
Man,
on that one, you can go back to class on your unpopular opinion because I do think that that's true. I also have an unpopular opinion.
oh man,
It's not
let's see
Easter
if you
themed
can.
though.
Okay, let's see if you
So,
keep the streak going.
okay, so we were talking about chips earlier, right?
Uh oh.
And I think I like to give credit where credit is due. Okay.
Oh no.
I think that Wrap Snacks has some of the best chips around. And I mean like multi-flavor. Like the flavors are good, the diversity of flavors is good. I understand you can get a Dorito, you can get a Cheeto or whatever. But Wrap Snacks, they are phenomenal. And if somebody said, if you can have any chip you right now, get me the Rick Ross chili lemon peppers right now. Give me those right now, immediately. The little baby all ins, give them to me. I want them. I want them in my body right now. No questions asked.
Go back to class. Cause listen, the the little baby all in hot,
Yes.
nigga. That one right there.
Shut it down. Cut the camera.
Go back to class. I don't got nothing else to say to you. Get out my face.
Some top tier chips.
Get out my face.
I don't know what they was doing when they made them chips, but my gosh.
My goodness. That person's going to heaven.
Listen, whoever made those chips, I could kiss you. It's crazy. They're so good.
Listen, I I ain't got nothing to say to you. All right, huh, let's get back to the showathon. We have a
Toilet-a-thon.
we have a show review, one of I think a couple this week with Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new show, Sterling K. Brown. Um so I reeled you in with episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this previously. Um I guess we'll start out. What did you think of the show overall, and then we can get into the review.
The show was really good. I do like the show. Um, it's giving me like if 24 hours met Lost. Does this make sense? I don't know if you've ever seen 24 Hour, or if you've ever seen 24, or if you've ever seen Lost.
I, I
Um,
I have watched 24 before. My wife is actually currently binging Lost, and she's on
yeah,
the final seat. Let me just say this:
this show gonna pee her off. I tell you.
Lost is so fucking confusing and
Yeah, it's crazy.
convoluted.
You in the past, we in the present, we in another
This is,
dimension. We
and I just told her this. I'm like, if they just made season 6 everything that happened in the present, I wouldn't have no problem with the show. But the fact that y'all going back in literally 3 different timelines in one like episode simultaneous is, oh
we doing a
god.
lot of time jumping. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my god. And I don't even know how it's gonna end. We don't even know how it's gonna end yet. Like I said, she got a few more episodes to go. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some dumb shit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, I already know, but yes, it is gonna be some dumb stuff. But so it's insane. So I all I can say is there's a lot going on. There's some who done it, and I always love a who done it. Um, I can say it took me a long time to like the president.
Yeah,
And
he was very douchey in the
I didn't
beginning.
like him. And honestly, this is hard when I talk about main characters I don't like, because I think we talked about this before, where I don't like shows where the people are supposed to, like, you're supposed to be rooting for somebody and nobody is likable, because it's easy for me to be like, I don't care about what happens. Because if I don't like you, then I'm not invested in what's going to happen to you, you know? So, I mean, that's the hard part for me, is trying to figure out okay, it took me a long time. Like I was kind of at first I was really thinking about giving up watching this show because I just couldn't get behind the president. I don't care who killed him. I could care less. Really?
But
Like,
like when they started going through his backstory and his actual upbringing and his
right.
father.
Like Xavier was the only person I cared about. Like everybody else, I was like, well, and there was other people, not just Xavier, but specifically, I had a hard time liking the president, and I just it took me some time to feel like I'm interested in this character and I care about this character's well-being because that matters a lot to me.
But this is when you know you have a great show when you kill the president in episode 1 and that's not even the biggest twist in the season.
Right.
That's not even the main plot point of the president got killed 10 minutes into this show. And that was it. Like how did you feel about the reveal that they were living in an underground city?
That was fine when they were like, everything is on this. Because at first I was like, why is y'all walking around with this iPad? Like that was the crazy part for me. Because I was like, what's up with this iPad that y'all? Because you remember he was like dancing around the room. And he stuck the iPad in the thing, and I'm like, he's like, you want to read all the world secrets? I'm like, on an
I'm like, huh?
iPad?
What happened? Huh?
It's like what? But then when we found out why and what was happening, I was like, oh. And then I was like, what happened to your wife then?
At that point, it begged it dragged the question. Well, what happened to the world?
Right.
And they don't explain that until episode 7. We don't get to that episode 7, but
So,
like, yeah,
yeah. So we're sitting here and I was like, and specifically, what happened to the world and what happened to your wife? Because if you and your kids are here, then where is she? And especially because you obviously seem jaded by what happened. So what happened that caused you to be so jaded? Like, did she die? Did she die on miscalculation on the president? Did she So there was a lot of questions on what happened. Okay.
yeah,
So anyway, um, they get down. They have the bunker. What is it? 25,000
yeah.
people
I think yeah. It's only
bunkers.
25,000 people. Yep.
Which isn't a lot. For people who don't know how many 25,000 people is, um, that is a very small number of people.
That is
Compared
like
to
a community.
yeah, like that. Like, think about your football stadium that holds more than 25,000 people. Like most basketball arenas, college foot, like think small, like high school gym. That's how many people are in this bunker. Not a lot. Um. So yeah, we have the kids are down here. I'm trying to remember all my big notes and stuff. Oh yeah, they have the carnival. Um, let's see what else.
Listen, they don't have weapons, or
Yeah,
so
no
they
weapons.
thought. No weapons. Like a lot of the food was like artificial. Like they didn't have like cheese. It was crazy, but I don't know. I actually think, whew, my favorite part about this show was the character development that they did with Cal, with the president.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start this, he's a douchebag. He drinks, he's brash, he's very douchey. But then they get to this backstory of his father forcing him to go into politics when he really just wanted to become a school teacher, to the point that he pretty much did everything his father ever wanted him to do. and he became president. And it was that one scene, and he asked him, he's like, "Well, Dad, are you proud of me?" And this nigga looked him dead in the face and said, "You've never done anything that wasn't because of me." What?
Oh,
Like what? So then it explains why he drinks and why, but
right.
like,
Right, he is
oh
the way he
my,
is.
oh my god. So, and then what did you think? What did you think about Sinatra?
Um,
Because she was um prime suspect number one for
yes,
a minute.
for a minute. I don't not that I didn't have strong feelings either way, because that's how whodunits are really hard for you to be like, I don't like it remind just like I said with like Devin and them, you have to look at things in a very like, how many facts do I have, right? And what are those facts leading me to? And so they're showing you all of these things, and I'm like, this isn't enough proof to be like, she did it.
Right?
So
She was
I didn't,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, she was weird, but I didn't have enough to go, yeah, it was you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me. So I always try to go off of on whodunits facts. Facts. How many facts do I have, and do these facts equal death? And the facts didn't equal death. So that
Right.
was the problem with that. So I didn't have anything in the beginning where I was like, "Oh, you did it," because like, show me what she did to have done it. You guys are pointing a lot of fingers when there's 100 other people in here that could have done this. Like,
Nigga, she
quite literally.
she turned the sky off. She turned off the
Like,
sky, my nigga. So we go through a bunch of twists and turns. So they discovered that weapons do exist. Xavier comes up with this plan to smuggle some weapons. And then the big climax that went from episode 6 into 7, uh, where it was revealed that well, Sinatra claims his wife's still alive.
yes.
So episode 7 was the season finale for me. Let me say this: the episode before last was the season finale for me, because it finally gave us all the answers we was looking for. And it started off with, because it was discovered early on in the season that I forgot his name, but his partner that got poisoned by his girl. He discovered that there are people still alive on Earth, on the
Right.
surface.
Right.
So, and then that
Because
was
Presley stole the iPad, right?
right.
And I was
And,
like,
and then so that was revealed. So it goes back and it explains. Well, first of all, episode 7 started with I think it was back in it flashbacks to like the 40s or the 50s, something like that, with this like older military guy was talking about like something that he was working on, like for the government. And then they made it a point to really do a dramatic zoom in of him turning the light switch on and off. And I'm like, I don't understand why they're doing this, but I feel like this is going to be very important later in the episode, which I was absolutely right on that. So, so it was revealed that pretty much a tsunami was just hitting just everywhere, was going to hit everywhere on Earth and pretty much just destroy humanity pretty much.
Right.
So they and the government always be on some shit like this. They devised a plan to where the president was going to record a live, I'm using air quotes on that, message to the country, pretty much saying everything is fine, and you know what I'm saying, like pretty much everything's gonna be okay. It's nothing to worry about. What they didn't say is they was gonna record that video, and then by the time they actually play it and show it live, they was all them motherfuckers already gonna be gone
Right.
and pretty much lying to everybody. And once again, the character development in Cal throughout this episode, he keeps staring at this gender with no context. And this happens like 3, 4 times. This older black guy's janitor. And then he finally goes up to him and janitor, you know what I'm saying, pretty just chill, well-mannered guy was just saying like, well, I'm not really worried. Like I've been through a pandemic. I've pretty much seen it all in my lifetime. Like working in this White House. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see my granddaughter tomorrow. And Cal saying like, you might want to call her now. Like he, you know, he knows. It bothered him because he tried to tell Xavier, like
Right.
he couldn't tell him, but he was like, no, I think you really need to tell her that she shouldn't go to Atlanta. And that look of regret on his face at that moment, and he was like, I can't do that. Like we're gonna record, and he pretty much just kept it real and told everybody the truth. Like the character development in Cal to show him in such a dim lighted way, just to show the depth of a man he actually was the absolute chef's fucking kiss, man. I love the character development in Cal. But yeah, tsunami hits everywhere. There was a secure location that they found for his wife in Atlanta, to where she could be able to escape. She doesn't make it in time. Um, and so countries are starting to fire nukes at each other now.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this device. He said this will set off every nuclear missile that we have, you know, and he has like the red card. And he's talking to Sinatra, and he's just like, I can't do this, but I don't have to do this. And he pulls he's like, I have the blue card. And then this is where the light switch thing in the beginning comes into play, because a little do they know, and he was one of the only people that knew. The guy that invented this made a failsafe just in case, because he's like, he talked about it again. Is like, what will happen if this gets to the wrong hands?
Right.
We didn't know what he was talking about. Like, what? This could get into the wrong hands. So he made a failsafe to where it was codes on this blue card as opposed to the red that would pretty much destroy all electronics pretty much.
Right. It would destroy the whole electrical system, so like nothing would work. Like no microwaves, no like absolutely. It will just fry the electric circuits. Like it will fry everything.
And he's like, that's gonna set us back 500 years, but he's like, the human race deserve a chance anyway. Like I'm taking my chances with this. I'm not killing billions of people.
Right. So it's going to take them 500 years because there's like, you know, to get things back together for them to take the planet back. It's just insane. And
But
so yeah, and then
go ahead.
we find out about Cal's murderer, that the murder for President Cal was not anybody who was in the bunker.
Oh, and also in between his even in between this, his dumbass daughter gets kidnapped.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Goofy, fucking goofy.
But
But
we find
then, yeah, we get to episode 8, and it was so anticlimactic for me. I'm sorry. The moment I saw him in the beginning of the episode, I'm like, oh, he did it. It was so anticlimactic for me. I feel like out of all the possibilities as of who could have did it, the librarian was the least interesting choice.
right. I don't know. I Yeah, that was my only thing that I was kind of let down on, like who it was, and I was like,
Right.
man, I was expecting something better, but oh well.
But I am hyped for season 2. He going to get his girl.
Right. So we are we almost at 2 now since my thing restarted?
We are currently at 1:30.
Okay. So, but yeah, so that was our Paradise review. We'll continue watching that. I have not watched any more of Masked Singer, guys. It's like I said, it's been super crazy, so I haven't watched any more. I have been watching Severance, and Severance is a show that's on Apple uh TV. It's a show that's written by Ben Stiller. Well, directed by Ben Stiller. And it is about these people who work on a floor where their memories on the outside and the memories at work do not cross. They have a severed brain, so they go upstairs. I'm currently on the second season of Severed, or Severance. Um, I don't want to spoil too crazy much on what's going on if people are watching it or wanting to watch it since it's actively being released right now, so I won't say a bunch. But when I say this show is insane, it is insane the amount of stuff that is going on. Um but yeah. Um Also there's a season 2 of Beauty in Black. We
Oh
talked about
man.
that. We talked about that show. Um Previously, I will try to watch season 2 and give you guys a rundown um when we get back to it. I know you have other things you want to talk about show wise, but can I ask you a high on life question?
Let's go. Now,
Okay.
new segment. You want to break this down for the people?
So, last episode we had the question about the popsicles and that we were having a high on life question. It's just kind of a thought that's kind of not here on planet. But we're just gonna talk about it and see how we feel. Okay.
Okay.
Um, High on life question is if you could be a door, what kind of door would you be? And I've heard so many answers for this, and it's insane how many different answers I've gotten.
I feel like a revolving door is like a whore.
A revolving door, but you can think about all types of things. Like one of my friends said that she'd be a pocket door because pocket doors are really good at closing off spaces, like and making, and they're really beautiful, but they're also out of the way when you don't need them.
Question:
Yeah.
what the fuck is a pocket door?
You've never seen a pocket door? Okay, so a pocket door is a door that's like inside of the wall. So, you when it's so when the door is open, you don't see the door. But then there's normally little handles on the inside and then you can pull the door shut together. But because it's in a pocket, you can't see the doors. They don't swing in and out. They slide in between the walls. So you can't see them.
I think I would be a patio door.
A patio door? Like what kind? Like
Um,
sliding glass or a
the
French
the
door?
ooh, oh, a French style front door is also fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the sliding patio door.
You'd be a
I feel
sliding patio door?
I feel like sliding patio doors are a sign of a good time. If I am opening a sliding patio door, on the other side of that, 9 times out of 10, it's a good time.
Yeah, there's a grill on the other side,
Yeah.
like a pool, people playing around, some music playing. That's a good one.
I
That's a
didn't think
really
I would
good one.
actually I didn't think I would actually have an answer for that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the answers have been insane. We have had somebody be like, I would be like, they were like, I would be like one of those glass office doors, you know?
Mhm.
We've had people be solid wood interior doors. We've had people be like, I'm an exterior door, but I'm like a solid wood door, or we've had like stained glass window things. We've had those Dutch doors that open, like you can open the top or the bottom. Like we've had all types of doors. And that was like, it's such an interesting question on what kind of door you would be. So, people, if audience, please tell us what kind of door you would be. I would love to know.
Yo, that's a fire segment, Ty. But you know what else is fire? I have a review for you. Oh my
I'm
god.
scared. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again. I've been in my bag this year
I know you need to get
when
off
it came
Tubi.
to the TV shows. I'm so proud of myself. So, me and my wife watched a. This is a limited series on Netflix. It is called The Madness.
The madness. Interesting.
It's starring Coleman Domingo.
Okay.
Um,
I love Coleman Domingo.
quick tangent. Did not know he had a husband.
You didn't know
No.
that? Okay.
Respect. But okay. This show, this is another one of this is another one of those who done it type shows. But it's a twist, right? If on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you into rabbit holes?
Um, Depending on what it is, maybe a 3.
Okay. Let me see if I can talk you into this one. So Coleman Domingo's the main character in the show. He plays a CNN news reporter. Okay. I think he was like off on vacation to write his book, so he goes out and gets a cabin in Poconos. Okay, so he's out in his cabin, and he meets like this white guy, pulls up in his truck, and it's like his neighbor at this cabin, right? So he's like, yeah, so if you ever need anything, like just knock on my door, I got you. Cool. So he go the main character's name is Muncie. So Muncie goes back home, well, goes back to the cabin. His power goes out. So he goes over to the neighbor's house. I forgot what he was going for, but he was going over there for something. Doesn't see anybody in there. He looks in. He has like a sauna in like on like the side of the house. He goes into this sauna. Dude, body chopped up in pieces, dead. Okay, and then like two masked men just like pop up, started chasing Muncie, like trying to kill him. So he wrestles. He's wrestled this guy. One of them down. They're like fighting in like the lake. Gets a pin, stabs him once in the neck. He falls out. He escapes. Right. So he goes to the police to pretty much tell them what happens. They go back to like look, they don't find the two masked men. They they open the silent door, completely empty. Nothing is in there, right? So then it is revealed that the guy that was dead, his neighbor, was known as Brother 14. He was pretty much the leader of a white supremacist group,
What?
right? So pretty much now from this point, long story short, he's being framed for this murder. And the rabbit hole is how much worse, because it got to the point that it just looked like it looked like it was him the entire, because like then they end up finding the body parts in his house. They drop the parts off in his house. um the masked dude that he killed, he claimed he only stabbed him in the neck with a pin one time, and it was, he claimed, self-defense. They recovered the guy's body because when he ran off, they showed that he dropped the pin and he didn't realize it. They recovered the body. They found like 50 stab marks on this dude's body. Like, they framed him so cold. So this entire show, it's very, very race driven. Okay, fair warning. But it's a twist in a weird way how these two communities have to end up like coming together. But it's the big, it's a definite who done it. But I think they did it in a very, very unique way. This is a limited series. I think it's only about 8 episodes. I'll leave it at that. If you or anyone else was interested in watching it, that is The Madness on Netflix, starring Coleman Domingo. Great show.
All right, that sounds really interesting. This episode is long. Okay,
Man.
so let's get to your hall passes and detentions, and then get her on deck, and then we will talk more about stuff next week.
Okay, so, oh my God, two hall. I will start off with my hall passes because both of these are fun. Um, First hall pass goes to a gentleman by the YouTube channel from a gentleman by the name Cooking with Fred. The concept is so fire. I can't believe it hasn't been done before. But it's like this older white guy, right? And in all his videos, he is recreating recipes that were done on cartoons. So there was like Marge made like pork chops, and like they used like, so the exact ingredients, like how they made it in the scene, he recreates it. He did like this crazy burger, this crazy sandwich that was made on Adventure Time. It's a very cool and unique like idea for that genre. Very, very, very interesting though. Cooking with Fred, man, check him out on YouTube.
And also there's another creator who makes movie food. This one's not necessarily cartoon. Well, he does do cartoon stuff. But mainly movie food. And if you've ever watched Binging with Babish, he makes really great movie food. So if you have seen any food in a movie, he has probably recreated it. So shout out to him too.
Oh yeah. And whew, this next hall pass, oh my God. My next hall pass goes to wrestling fans, man. It's the beautiful, beautiful, wonderful time to be a wrestling fan. Um, oh my God. John Cena turned heel.
Oh,
John Cena is a bad guy now.
that's insane.
So there this is John Cena's last year. He's retiring after this year. So they're making this huge deal out of it. And this is Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. To whoever wins the Elimination Chamber faces Cody Rhodes at the main event of WrestleMania. John Cena wins this match. Uh so the big swerve was, Cody Rhodes comes out and pretty much celebrates with Cena, and The Rock comes out. Now The Rock is playing like a um like a corporate like businessman, and this big storyline with Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son, who is the current like WWE champion, is The Rock had asked him like literally specifically like, I want your soul, like I want you to be our champion, I want you to be like our corporate champion for this brand and for this corporation, pretty much. I want you to turn to the bad side. So the cool thing about being a wrestling fan now, because since Triple H have taken over the company since they got rid of Vince McMahon, things are so unexpected, right? Where they're doing things you would never think, and this was on live TV. This was on live TV. So The Rock comes out and because he wants Cody Rhodes' answer, and Cody pretty much says like, you know what I'm saying, my soul doesn't belong to me anymore. Like he was kind of like playing like he was about to, you know what I'm saying, turn, but he said like, no, well, because my soul has been with all these people for all these years. And he says verbatim, "Hey Rock, go fuck yourself." And they didn't bleep anything, like on live TV, and the crowd erupts. So John Cena is like cheering him on and everything. He goes to give him a hug, and he gives Rock this look, and then Rock just did just slit the throat, kicks him right in the dick. This was covered by ESPN. It was that big. Because you have to think, John Cena has been in his business for over 20 years. He's never played the bad guy. So to see him play the bad guy in his final year, this is a beautiful time to be a wrestling fan, man. So hall pass to us. Hall pass to us, man. That's so great. And I also have some detentions.
All right.
Let me see if I will have to find these. Okay. My first detention goes to a young woman by the name of Raquel Horn, who is the, I don't know, fiance or wife, but she's the wife of Dame Dash.
Okay.
And let me see, because I got this saved on Instagram, because I want to quote this correctly, because you know when I get some quotes, it'd be some insane shit. So give me 1 second. Oh, also, the attention for Casey Anthony for starting a TikTok page talking about
Yeah,
she's
that was wild.
she's living as a, she's trying to be a legal advocate. Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, I'm gonna read this article from Hot 97. Because I believe this is the closest that got into it. She she pretty much talked about the good times that Dame Dash had with Aaliyah. And it was so weird. Because she was like, she she pretty much she pretty much said that like Aaliyah still like talks to her and guides her in how to love. It was just so weird. That is like, number one, what are you talking about?
Right.
Number two, um, are we just ignoring the fact that Leah was 16 at the time? Are we still just ignoring that?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, I don't have the exact, but it was just so cringy. Detention to Raquel Horn. And last but certainly not least, this is a big lesson to you guys. to mind your business. Just mind your business. My second attention goes to a TikTok couple by the name of Dino and Zahara, I believe. So it was a big story late last summer that Dino, which I believe is the male, uh shot his girlfriend, like shot her, and left her in critical condition and almost killed her. Right? He somehow didn't go to jail over it. And recently they're back together doing videos together. It's like nothing
Um,
like nothing happened
like you didn't just shoot me?
and almost killed me. They're back just doing videos together. Like he shot her in the face.
In the face?
And
No.
and and before you ask, yes, he is, and before you ask, yes, she is.
Oh
do,
my
do with
goodness.
that information as you may.
In
I mean,
Get me
for
out of here.
for a black man in general to not go to jail over shooting someone in the face. Um, and I think they live in Texas too, so that's even more like how.
Oh my goodness, get us out of here, Jesus.
But yeah, that's just a lesson and a reminder to sometimes just mind your business because dumb people are just gonna be dumb people. So yeah,
Just crazy. Well, I don't have any hall passes or anything for you this time round, but I can tell you what was on the deck.
let's do it.
When I tell you Rain Down on Me by Glorilla has been on. So in the mornings, I normally like to listen to like as part of my Lent routine leading up to Easter. I have been listening to like heavy like gospel music and things like that. Glorilla's Rain Down on Me. I still love this song. I keep coming back to like I'll have a whole playlist and that song come on and I hear Craig Franklin and I'm like, I just love this. I just love this song. I just love it. So I mean, that has been probably played at least once a week this last week since Ash Wednesday. So,
Listen, hey, Sunday mornings are lit at the Ty household.
oh, listen, I tell you.
I done went down a damn rabbit hole, Ty. I told you a few weeks ago when I reviewed the Drake and Party Next Door album, Some Sexy Songs for You,
Mhm.
that Drake does a very great job of introducing the masses to new and or unheard of artists. And I mentioned that one of the standout tracks was a song titled Pimmy's Dilemma by an artist named Pimmy. LA native, I believe. Um, so over this past few weeks, I went back and listened to a good majority of her catalog. Nigga. She doesn't have a lot of music out currently. I think her biggest EP, which is called Bittersweet, 6 songs, 10 minutes long. It gets in and gets out. But when I tell you, this is what I love about her music because it's almost like your Larry Junes or like your Boss Man D-Lo's. You find a formula and you stick to it because it works. All of Pimmy's music are like it's gonna give you Summer Walker Session 32 vibes. It's just the stripped down, bare bones acoustic guitar with these toxic, almost sizzle like lyrics, but she has like the very soft tone of like a Janae Aiko. Just listen to Pimmy. That is on the deck for me this week.
Just listen to
Just
Pimmy.
listen to Pimmy. I'm just giving you an artist. That is my show and tell this week. Thank me later. Man, she gonna have some songs on the end of the year for me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just go listen to Pimmy. That's my show and tell.
Well, thanks for being with us for this long, guys. We had a lot to talk about.
Man, we listen. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all hanging in there strong with us. Like if you have stayed along, we are at an hour and 55 minutes. Salute to you. Crazy thing is, really quick, we cut a lot out of this show. We cut a lot out of this show. Next week though, definitely I do want to talk about an episode of The Hunting Party that I watched recently. That was crazy. We'll get into that next week. We'll get into Power. We still have Ty season 3 review, and we will cover episodes 1 and 2 of season 4. We'll also try to get back to Masked Singer next week as well. Anything would you like to add, Ty?
That's it. Have fun if you're on spring break. Be safe. Don't do nothing crazy. Think about your mama in your ear. If she's yelling, don't do that. Okay, so be safe on spring break, y'all.
And listen, make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. We are going to be getting things on those soon. Life's just been hectic for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with us. But other than that, man, it's business as always. We thank you for your love and support. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama. And as always, once that bell rings, better not catch you out in the hall. I have been Klev.
I've been Ty.
And seriously, this time, hopefully, we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.